I, I have you reciting out loud this idea of the floor, calipers, turning up half an inch and back down at the same speed, back to the floor. Right? And now, I have things like that I'm working on, and I have to do the same thing. Wait a minute. Okay, so what is it that's getting me to where I want to go? And if I'm successful, I try to track what it is I did to get me to that place. As Martinez called it, he calls it a problem, the solution, therefore the resolution, right?
Right.
So if I see you, now you came in today and you had some improved moments, and then there was some remnants of that stuff we're trying to get rid of, because I told you it's just not this. It'll never be. I mean, maybe on the sim, we can do whatever. Once you get this, you can do whatever the heck you want, But the essence of this technique is up to come down. We're finding the path of least resistance. I don't believe this is the path of what path? The path keeps changing. So we want to discover a particular path. The body will move in a particular way. It's been doing that since, as Murray would say, the day you were born. Right? So yeah, you see, that's the essence of it.
Why is it that I have a struggle with my left hand coming straight up and down instead of going like, why doesn't it naturally want to go straight up and down?
Well,
the right hand is naturally goes straight up and down.
If you were to wave goodbye, you can remember the first time you ever waved goodbye or hello. I don't think you say goodbye. Goodbye. No. You don't just take the stick out of your head. Yeah, look at you. Take the stick out of your head. Yeah. Just shake it out. Murray would have you do this. It's just like an Olympic athlete before a race. They shake things out. And so you just, but that's not shaked out. This is shaked out. And yeah, let it hang. Now, if you just bring that up and go limp, see, your wrist is straight. Now go bye-bye. Bye-bye. Just wave. Yeah, see? Why doesn't it want to go straight up and down? Well, it does want to go straight up and down, just like that. Yeah, that's it.
So when you put...
Well, because may I suggest that for years, you've been playing traditional, right? So now you're in the left, which is what we're dealing with. And so that involves a rotation, right?
But doesn't, because I'm hitting the pad here, doesn't it kind of make the stick over to this way a little bit?
Exactly. What I think is so brilliant about Murray and this technique is that, yeah, if your wrist is straight and your hand is in a somewhat normal position, like you just proved by waving, like a child would wave, because a child isn't in touch with all the smaller muscles, right? That they can't have the ability to a lack of dexterity, and so but they know the bigger muscles, and so you just get this, right? Because they can't, they're They're not developed enough to sew. The toys for children at that age are usually things that they can start to manage, like blocks and so on. Then things become finer, and maybe you move on to Lego, right? And so with regards to the stick running straight, well, we've talked about that. It doesn't run straight. To get it to run straight, we would be doing something perhaps unnatural, or something that's not beneficial, because we perhaps get it to run straight by running down the middle of the hand, but now the stick is going to bump into the arm, the forearm. So we won't be able to make motions in the way that
Right.
that's very beneficial with regards to playing an instrument, like the violin, like the piano. You see, there's a certain motion that is typical. And every instrument has its own idiosyncrasies, but we try to take advantage of the way the body moves naturally and apply it to said instrument. Now, if the stick is going to run off next to the bone, so that we can make a motion and not have the stick fall into the forearm, then we end up correct. Look, the wrist is straight, right? But when we place the stick in it, in the hand, and we follow because now we have to deal with fingers, and perhaps a baby in the womb doesn't have access to a drumstick, not yet, but it'll move in a certain way. Now we're asking to have a human body hold a stick and, hold this wooden dowel and play these things called drums, right? So we weren't born with a stick in our hand, but sure it sounds like Buddy Rich was. All right, so what we're doing is we're finding the path of the naturalness of the fingers. Body will do certain things, and when we do, we end up with an angle that is not directly lined up with the forearm. However, the wrist, look, the wrist is moving straight up and down, right? The wrist is moving. Now look what I do. I just want to feel the alignment of the wrist. I don't even want to play. You jump right into playing. I'm still the little kid. I'm still the little kid playing. Well, no. When you did this, you let your arm hang, and you brought it up. No. All right, see? That's it. It's not doing this. It's just that. Why don't you just enjoy holding a drumstick? Just enjoy it for a minute. No, you put your guide on right away. You lifted it up. Got it. Well, not yet. I don't want you to lift it up. I want you to enjoy holding a drumstick. Now take your guide off and play with it like a Christmas toy. There's no shaking or anything. Okay? And you don't really want to do that. You always want to test the waters. You're going to try to find that shake. It's there somewhere. I know I can do it wrong. I want to feel it's okay to feel what's wrong. But the gig is you won't know what's wrong until you know what's right. So let's spend some time figuring out what's right. Then we can jump back and forth. Okay? You see? That's all it is. What you're doing right now.
Do you have the stick on the pad or to the left of the pad?
It's just next to this bone. There's a bone, and Dick would sometimes grab the meaty part, depending on the shape of each hand is perhaps a little bit different in the amount of skin and the leanness of said hand and so on. But he would sometimes make a little divot in here. I don't quite have enough meat on my hand to do it. Maybe I used to be able to see there's a little place in there. You can almost divot it up. Yeah, but it's right in here. Okay. That looks pretty good. Now, what you were just starting to kind of get it, and it's okay to ask questions, but and that's it's very important that the stick runs there, right? So, but I was focused on something else, but that's okay. But to do this, to do what you're doing, the butt end has to be on the palm somewhere, and it looks really good right now. So why don't you let your body tell you where's the stick right now? Instead of listening to me, listen to you. Notice where's the stick on your palm. Just feel it. Don't get to look at it. I know you want to look at it. Where is it? Where do you feel it? Play by feel.
Well, I'm feeling in the crevice of this.
Okay, well, but that's not what we're talking about. But yes, you can definitely feel that. See, now we're talking about feeling. And where do you feel the butt end?
It's on to almost a little slightly to the left of the bone here.
Okay, well, you just taught yourself. That's where it is. I mean, that's where it is. So feel that. It's really good. Okay, so what we did, I was gonna try to get you, but you only have that. Come out with like Popeye weights, you know, or a little much. 10 pounds is a little much, I think. But so I'm not sure that'll work. But however, let's see what we can. Let's just see where this goes. Okay, so what we had, what you've accomplished, and it seems again that you're back to a lot of questions. It's really simple. It's the floor, calipers, right? If you have the calipers and you're thinking about the calipers,
yeah,
because we could go on and on. We could add every little piece of it to the list, but the calipers will force you to go into that position. Take the calipers off for a minute. Will force you to go into that position where the stick is wedged up against the palm. If this is really helpful to show you, so you can teach yourself, you don't have to listen to me. This will show you how to balance the stick and where it rests in the back of the hand. You know, it gives you. I dare say that if you walked up to Vinny and said, "Hey, Vinny, where do you feel the stick?" and he did this, they'd probably be identical. Pretty close. I mean, where could it go? I mean, I guess we could find other. I guess we could find other ways to. But this is kind of obvious. Okay, you know that if the stick, and you're playing real hard, and the stick is banging, the butt end is banging up against that bone, you could hurt yourself. So we're just next to the bone, right, to protect our hand and to be able to play with actual volume. Okay, now you want to put your calipers back on, which we will in a minute, but we're just going to revisit this idea: floor, calipers, turning up and down at the same speed, a half an inch back to the floor, and you get this. That's all you get. Up and down half an inch. Remember, you like being real close. Makes it. See, I don't know why you keep abandoning it. You abandon it. You don't want to just sit like this. Have a cup of tea. Okay. You can watch TV and just sit there like this, or you could watch TV and just sit there like this and make little taps by going up and down at the same speed. Okay? Half an inch. See? It's beautiful. That's beautiful. Now you say, geez, I go and I think too much about it, and then I know I have to turn my wrist, but what the heck is a wrist turn? I've told you over and over. That's a wrist turn. See, that's a wrist turn. If you ask Rich to the stick only with it like this and show you what a wrist turn is, I'm pretty darn sure he would do something like that. He turn his wrists. He's famous for turning his wrists. See? And you don't make a big deal. No, you have to lift it up and down at the same speed. That where it won't be wrist. There. Just stop. You never want to stop. You know, it's like turning on the windshield wipers. Oh, the windshield wiper. But why don't you just test the system once and stop to see what that feels like, and then you do it again. Okay, so you can do that. So you're back. You're back. Now I showed you how to put the guide on. I showed you that when we turn up to the ceiling, right? The stick barely comes away from the palm because we're not throwing our fingers around. Momentum might force it away from the palm a little bit. It's so tiny. It's nothing. It's nothing. But you're straight up in the air. And I showed you that if you're holding the stick as prescribed via this technique, if you're holding the stick so that down at the floor it would be laying in the hand, and now you turned your wrist up to the ceiling, so it's laying in the hand and you let go of your guide, it would slide down, just like that. You see? So you don't want to abandon those realities. See, the only thing holding up right now is this. Just do that for a minute. Just hold the stick like this. Take your other fingers off. Hold it out to me like this. You know, the advertisement. This is the best stick in the world. You get the shot, and you're in the Modern Drummer magazine. Right? Yeah, that's your promo shot. Okay, see how you need a bit of the thumb on there? You don't do this, and you're not doing that. So you fix something that has been ailing you. It's just nice and flat. I mean, you need to hold the stick. Why would you hold it with less of the surface of the thumb on the stick? It doesn't make sense. Okay, so we're like that. And the stick is kind of perpendicular, right? Straight, it's not up to the side. We're holding it up straight. Straight. Come on, get it straight. Yeah, there you go. See? Now you can put your middle finger on. Keep it straight. Oh, mine started to fall over. Put your middle finger's touching. I guess we could pull with the middle finger. Now that you feel this, let's do it wrong on purpose. Pull with the middle finger into your palm. Yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that. If we're just holding the stick and we want to turn our wrist, we don't do that. The stick simply lays in the hand. It's like set it and forget it. So you can see I'm not pulling with that middle. I'm not pulling with that middle finger. It's on the stick. Okay, so now you have a guide. Now you want to come back down. Yeah, look how nice your arm is starting to work. Your arm isn't all freaked out. It's just normal. Now, what I want you to do, this can really help you develop your grip, is I want you to just leave the bead on the surface. Just leave it there with that grip, the one that you felt up here. Now you're here, and you're going to touch the surface. Touch it, and then let's see, how would you do that? Yeah, just bend forward and let the middle finger open up even more. Can you bend forward? Just bend forward. Leave the stick on the surface. Come on. Don't lift your arm. There it is. You see your middle finger? You know that fulcrum area right in here?
Okay.
First knuckle? It's a little more open, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you feel it?
Yes.
Okay, now come back and you'll feel it close just a little. There. That was really good. Put it back down. Just bend forward like you just did. It's like you're going around the stick a little bit, huh? There. Stop. Just stop. Middle finger's opened up a little bit, hasn't it?
Yes.
It's cool, right? See, that's how the hand works. So this will prove to you and help you get to this place so that you can feel the stick in the hand via this grip. So you see, I've bent forward. I felt my middle finger open up a little. God. right? And I've bent forward, and I can feel my middle finger open a little. Look at the butt end moved away from the palm too, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then when I come back, it should come right back to that little meaty part we've been making a big deal out of today. So bend forward. Come on, just touch, and then go around the stick. Let the butt end come away from the palm. You see I'm kind of going around the stick. That's a little bit of that feeling, huh? Is the butt end away from the palm?
Yes.
Okay, now come back to the floor. Okay, so that'll kind of give you feel the middle finger? You feel the stick touching the middle finger?
Yes.
Okay. In this position, now you could take your guide off and it would just be laying in there, just like that. Okay, so that proves that you're starting to get this. Okay, so go ahead and put your first finger and thumb back on. Just discover the feeling of this grip by opening up, by bending. Go on and bend. That's right. See, you didn't open your finger up, you bent. And by bending the wrist, the finger all the fingers, but that middle finger that we're talking about opened up. And then it comes back. Lift up the bead, let it come back. Lift up the bead. There, now you're back at the floor. Okay, so now you know your grip is okay. It's pretty good. So with that feeling, we're going to turn up to this feeling. Go on, turn up. Yeah, okay. My butt end might be a little ways away, right? You have that feeling, and then based on that, I just had you do that. Yeah, do it again. It was really good. Come on up. Come on up. Nice and smooth. Looks good. Now just go plop. God. And make a little note. Or in this case, you're so far away from the surface, it'll have some volume, right? But we're not going to make a big deal forcing it down. Just let it fall. Let it fall. Clunk. Boom. Look at your grip. Now bend forward and move around the stick like you just did. Do that again. Now lift the bead up and feel the butt end come onto that section area of the palm. It's going to be there forever. Yeah, it's really good. Now we're going to come up. And we're going to come up. Let's see. And we're going to come up again, just like we did. Nice and smooth. Come on up. Now, butt end's just the tiniest bit away from the palm. Remember, I gave you I called it the 6 steps to heaven, but then I only gave you 5 in your lesson. I don't know if that was the right thing to do. So I may have blown that. So there may be another degree that we can introduce. I'm not sure. I thought it would be better to keep it simple, but I kind of changed horses in the middle of the stream on you there. Sorry. Okay, so it's a little ways from the palm. Now we're just going to turn maybe an inch or something. There, it's bumped into the palm, hasn't it? That butt end is right in that spot we've been talking about. Okay, so now you're a little closer to the surface. You've come up, and you're here, right?
Right.
And we're just going to go like that. I find my place here. So I'm here. And we just go like that. You're not up quite as high. Let the stick bump in. Let it bump in. Get right in there somewhere. Right in there. Now turn and hit the surface. Yeah, it's pretty good. Do that little thing where you bend, move around the stick. Do the moving around the stick thing. We should have a name. No. There it is. You're rotating around the stick, and now come back. Lift the bead up. Let the forearm come back down. See what my forearm does when I do that. Watch. I moved around the stick, and then my forearm comes back down. My forearm goes up a little bit. Go around the stick. Be the kid with the toy. See? Your forearm went up the tiniest bit. Now come back. Lift the bead up, and the forearm will move a little, won't it? Put the bead on the surface. So you have something to move around. Okay, bend forward. There you go. See how your wrist has gone up? Now flatten it out and lift up the bead. See? It flattened out. Because you're starting to get it. Okay, so we have this. And then I guess this isn't called an iteration. And then we have the next stage. That's the next step to heaven. And that's our first iteration. Okay, and then we would have the next, just easy. And our stick is starting to get heavy, isn't it? It's starting to feel a little different. Starting to feel a little heavier. You could almost take your guide off now. Come on, don't lose where you are. You want to be down, you've turned down just a little. Just a little. Okay, now take your guide off to prove if it's laying in the hand. Yeah. See, up here, you can't take your guide off. Up here, if you take your guide off, the stick will fall because it's not laying in the hand. All right, so we've got to this, then the first iteration, then we're here, and now we're at what? We're at, so 1, 2, 3. So we're at the fourth height. Now you're too low. So come on, lift it up a little more. Find the fourth. There you go. This looks great, dude. Feel the stick in the middle finger. Feel the guide. You're pretty close to the surface. It's going to be hard to miss. And then you're just going to turn down. There. Go and move around the stick. Do that thing. No, that's not moving around the stick. Put the guide on and move around the stick. Yeah, when I move around the stick, it stays flat. I can just go around it. Right? Sort of. Just goes down flat. And then I lift the bead up and everything falls into place. That's your grip. Okay. So now what are we at the third iteration? So we had this one. We had this. We had that. Where are we now? I've lost my place. So 1, 2, 3. So now we're at 4. Now we're pretty close. I don't know, 2 inches above the surface. Got to have your arm down. We're not going waving the arm around. The arm is always down at just about always at the floor. You know, at a certain point, if we turn high enough, the forearm will engage. But for purposes remedial right now, we're just leaving the arm alone. And so that's 1, 2, falls into the palm. 3, see the arm is still at the floor. 3, and now we're at 4. Now we're real close. Arm is still flat, but the bead is up a little. So my arm is flat, and the bead is going. The stick is going up just a little, just a little. See, right in there somewhere. See how good that feels? It's like, see, I can't feel anything. It feels stiff. No, if you just look at it in a vacuum, this doesn't feel stiff. Not to me. It doesn't look stiff either. And then you're just gonna turn down. Yeah. Now move around the stick again. That was number what? 4. I keep losing it. Move around the stick. Lift the bead up. Flatten it out again. Find your. There you go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, maybe I was right. 5. Now we're not quite at the floor. We're ½ inch above the floor. The floor would be here. We're ½ inch above it. Just ½ inch. So that's the floor. Come up ½ inch with the bead. A little more. Tiny bit more. Tiny bit more. Come on, lift it up a little. There. So you're just over the surface, and all you're going to do is tap it. See? Come back up to that position. That's your ½ inch that you've been working on. Go on, tap.
I have a tendency to.
God, you do it. What? Okay, go ahead. You finally get it, and then you want to talk. What is your tendency?
I drop it, it bounces out of my fingers. I don't know. I'm not keeping my fingers on it when it hits the surface.
Looks really good to me. ½ inch. Just make a little tap. Not too bad. See, that's not too bad. So now, if you don't have your metronome, so if we put the metronome on, okay, those are things that will sort themselves out, but essentially, when I say you got it, that was really good, okay? Again, we'll keep peeling away at the layers of onion, but now you can play that ½ inch with the calipers on. Go ahead and lift it up ½ inch and come back down and make a strike. don't get to wait at the top. There. There. It just seems too simple, doesn't it? Now, you can wait at the top like that for remedial purposes. Kind of how I got you here. But that's what I said. You go up and let it come down at the same speed. No, you don't have to go up anymore. It's just a half an inch. Imagine what it feels like to wait there. No, that's more than a half an inch. What's half an inch? That's way more than a half an inch. It's like, show me the floor. Okay. Now lift it up. The bead should come up a half an inch. There. And go back down. Make a note. There. There. Okay. Now, it's a little remedial in that you get to wait for a minute to really figure out how high you are. Eventually, you'll realize, you'll know, oh, I'm here. I don't need to wait. I could just go up to that spot and come back as though I was waiting here. Yeah, okay. That's it. Everything looks calm. You have a beautiful, like the Carlos playing at the baked potato with Lee Rittenauer grip. Remember? You looked at the camera angle, the cameraman's down underneath. You can see his hand looks a lot like that. Okay, so the metronome's on at 40, and we came up like this. Come on all the way up. Nothing for you now. Yeah. Now you know that if you take your guide off, the stick's going to fall. The only thing really holding it is the guide. So it really helps you understand where the guide is. And you're going to go, boom. Come on up. Tiny bit away from the palm. Right over that spot, so close. And then you're going to go, boom. And you're going to lift it up again. 2, 3, boom. 2, 3, boom. 2, 3, boom. 2, lift it up, 3, boom. 2, 3, boom. 2, 3, boom. 2, 3, boom. 2, boom. Boom. 2, boom. 2, boom. Look at you. 2, 1. 2 gets lifted. 1 comes back down. 1. Okay. 2, 1. Lift it all the way up. 2. You have to get up a little sooner now. 1. Come on. Stay in time with the metronome. 1 click up, 1 click down. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Gotta stop down. 1, 2. Say 1, 2. Lift it up until you say 2. 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. How are we going to do that?
Okay.
You're doing beautiful. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Keep going. Yeah, you're playing. Keep it. Lift it all the way up.
2.
Lift it all the way up. All the way up.
1,
The thing holding it will be the guide up top.
2.
There you go. 1, 2. Lift it all the way up. Feel the flex of the wrist. Goes all the way up. Don't go sideways. Now you're pinching your thumb. You've gone back to that. Stop. Lift it all the way up. Remind yourself of what it feels like up here. Take your other fingers off. Take them off. That's what it's going to see. Are you feeling that? Put your middle finger on. Put your middle finger on. Now just go. Boom. Come up. Come back up. Take your back fingers off to check. Come on, take your back fingers off at the top. Take the fingers off to check your guide. Take your fingers off. There. Is the thumb right across from the first finger, or is it up too far? Not too bad. Take your other. See, that's what it'll feel like at the top. Put your middle finger on. Gently. Don't squeeze with it. Just let it touch, and just go boom. Come back up. Take your fingers off and feel it in the guide. put them back on, and go boom. There, you see? Now go boom, 2, 3, 1. Go on, but take the time at the top to feel what it is you're doing. Try, go for it. No, all the way up.
Oh,
To the top. That's the hardest. This is kind of maybe the hardest. You've traveled away from the drum. Seems scary. I don't know where it is. It's down there somewhere. That's it. Go on, lift it up. Okay, let's see that in the other hand. See that in the other hand. Go on all the way up to the top to show me that only the guide is holding at the top. Go on up. You see, just like your other hand. The other hand needs a little more training. Then it goes boom. Lift it up. Boom. And, yeah. And you are going to feel you're going to feel the impact in your hand when you land. Let's see. Yeah, you feel it, the impact somewhere in here throughout the 3-finger grip. Don't you?
yes.
Here. It's not flying anywhere. It feels pretty good, right? And it's a 3-finger grip, so you're not choking the stick. There, you see? Now put them together. Look at you. See? You're back again. Okay. So we want to relax everything now. Now remember, to get the grip, we're going to move around the stick a little. That secures the grip. It shows you where it is. See, I feel it in my middle finger. I feel my first finger and thumb in both hands. I get my position, try to relax everything. And then I'm going to go boom, 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 boom. Come on, straight up. Now your right's not going straight up. Straight up in the right. Good, 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 good. Boom. So now we're going to go boom, 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 boom. So every note is with the metronomic force. Look at you. See, it's not that big a deal. Twice as fast. We play 8 notes. Yeah, I just want to feel my arms hanging there. Got to come straight up and down. Got to come all the way up. I want you to get you up there. So with the metronome. I'm feeling my way too. My left hand isn't as well educated. Come on, 16th notes. 16th notes. Okay, look. No, look at me. Come on, you gotta turn up. You gotta turn up. Turn up. Almost. Oh, that's right. You surprised yourself there. Okay, so you're starting to get that. Okay, so you're up to like, you can play 8th notes, right? Right, so you're just going to play alternating. So that's the first iteration. That's our first level of turn, the highest turn, right? It's like maximum rest. Okay, now the second height of turn is where it just, remember, the only thing that really has it up here is the first finger and thumb. Right? And it's just off the palm, the tiniest bit. And then if we turn, it starts to fall into the hand. Now it's on the palm. So that's our second height of turn. We have 1, that's number 2. So now we're at number 2. So we're not turning quite as high. Yeah, we're just turning to there, right? And we know that we have this grip thing that helps us get our grip. Lay it down on the surface. Go around it. Go around it. There you go. Come on. Go around it. And lift it up. Goes right back into the palm. Not always my left. Where I'm so busy thinking about my left, I ruined my right. Okay, so now we have that turn all the way up, and then it just falls into the palm somewhere in here. So we're not quite as high now. And we go boom, boom, boom. There you go. Bless you.
I gotta figure, sometimes I'm forcing it. I don't want to do that while I let it drop.
It's literally good. You always beat yourself up like that. Just be happy with how good it is. So now we're just coming up to here, huh? Somewhere in here where it's just falling into the palm. Arms are just hanging by my side. 3-finger grip. Now in this technique, we don't wait at the top. At remedial. Right with the metronome. Turn the same height. Gotta still turn up. And here we are as eighth notes. Can you play eighth notes? There you go. There you go. But you're at eighth notes. But you gotta keep your height of turn. Gotta keep coming up. Okay, so that's our second height of turn. First height of turn. Second falls in. Third is somewhere in here. Somewhere in here now. Now we're in. Yeah, look how good you look. Right? Looks just like me. If I do say so myself. Okay. At least you're following instructions, which is really good. Okay, so now we're here. 3-finger grip. Feel it in the middle finger. Now I've got that thing where I could take my guide off. Still laying in the hand. Oh, okay. Yeah. And you put the guide on. Just laying in all those spots. On the palm, middle finger, first finger and thumb, and you're in about this height. And we're just gonna go boom, 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 boom. I want to make sure I'm at the floor. The only thing coming up at this point is my wrist. The forearm is just hanging out. 1 and 1 and 2 and
Can I stop?
let's take it easy. This is even easier, I think. So it comes up to here and goes down. There it is. Almost. There it is. Look, your left's better than your right. Your right isn't turning up at all. Your right's like a mess. Mr. I don't like my left hand. Why can't it be like my right? Your right now is jealous of the left. There it is. You got to lift up. You've got to lift up the right. You got to come up to where you decide it's going to be. Not your left, your right. There. You got to lift it up again. Now put the other hand with that. That's it. The other hand gets lifted just as high. Then that one. You stop at the floor, and then you lift it up. Stop at the floor. You're not stopping at the floor. Now you lost your floor. There you go. You're back. Gotta stop at the floor, dude. There you go. You stop at the floor. 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 Stop. 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 Stop at the floor. Stop at the floor. Stop at the floor. Stop at the floor. Stop at the floor.
keep losing my grip with my left hand.
But your left's doing great. Look at your left. It goes up, down, and your right is going. You got to spin your right like that. Not your left. Your left's got it. There. Come on. Relax your arm. There it is. You're back. Come on. Put the hands together. Stop at the floor every time. You don't have to lift it up right away. The other hand is playing. The one waits at the floor. See? While your right plays the one. Click, 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 click. There you go. You're back. Can you play eighth notes? You have to stop at the floor like that. See? Oh, don't lift up your left right away. Leave it there. There you go. You got it. Okay, stop.
You guys are shaking again though.
It's starting to shake, but that's because you're just getting the idea of stopping at the floor. So you have had it consistently, especially up here. See, when you were really stopping at the floor, you're going, oh my God, and it just waits there. See, it just waits. And let the other hand play. Well, the other hand waits at the floor. Okay, the gate is there. There, see the one waiting at the floor? There, you see? Look how good that is. Double that speed. Wait at the floor. Just wait there. Yeah, you're fine. Doing great. Look there. There. What's wrong with that? Come on.
I think what I tried sometime to do, I'm gonna feel like I'm losing my stick, so I take this finger, try to steady it. And that's gonna get out of that habit.
Yeah, good. You noticed something. We're working pretty good though. You're not at the floor on the left. You're not at the floor. Stop. You find the floor. There it is. There it is. Come on, double the speed. Tap, tap, but you have to stop at the floor every time. Floor. Double that speed. Stay at the floor. Double that speed at the floor. Only lift it up at the very end. Floor. Well, you lost it. Stop. You lost it. But you were so close. Slow it back down. Eighth notes. Floor. See, it's gorgeous. Floor. You just need to learn to do that. Double that speed, but you have to wait at the floor. Look how relaxed it is while it waits at the floor. Yeah, why can't it relax? Uh-oh. This waits there. See how relaxed you are while it waits? You can even take your calipers off while you wait, just to prove how relaxed it is. Well, you can put them back on when you go to play. Now take them off. Take them off while you're not playing. Take them off while you're resting, just for fun. Come on, you have to put them on if you're going to turn. Take them off. Take them off while the other hand is, there you go, take them off. Take them off. Now you got to put them on when you go to play and then take them off. Now, take them off. See? Look how relaxed you can be. It's just laying there. Now it's starting to come along now. Okay, so we went from, we're going to stop while we're ahead. It got harder for you the closer you got to the surface.
Right.
Which I get. But right now, you're pretty close to the surface and it's working. But you have to stop. You don't want to stop and wait. Take your calipers off to feel the waiting. No, not while you play. Now take them off. There, see how relaxed it is? Take them off after you make your strike. Take them off. See, that's feeling you could have. There's so much time while your other hand is playing, but you want to put your other hand in. There, see, it just waits. It just waits. See, no shaking, it just waits. You can take the calipers off, or you can leave them on, but it's that relaxed. There is nothing happening. While the other hand plays, this hand can go out for a cup of coffee. All right? All right, so we had one iteration, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do 4 iterations this lesson. And you're just going to go over this playing to the click, which is at 40, hand to hand. I want you to go hand to hand now, because what you want to, and I'll remind you of this in my notes to you, but I want you to go hand to hand because now what we're learning, remember, we have problem, solution, resolution. Well, as a teacher, I had to figure out, okay, so what's going on? What I noticed was, your problem was, you haven't quite got the idea of what the hand does while the other is playing. As soon as I relaxed the hand that isn't playing and got it to just wait at the floor, you can even take your, at this tempo, there's time that you can actually take your calipers off and just go, oh man, on, off, and you started to feel it. So playing hand to hand helps you focus on what is this technique. It's up to come down. All this stuff I have you do waiting here in the air, that's remedial. You don't play right now. You really did do very well today. This is remedial. Once I got you to play, you realize, oh, it actually weights down. Then I lift it back up to where we were remedially to help you just feel what the stick is doing in the hand at this height of turn and how it changes. The stick starts to fall into the hand, okay? But the gig is we are alternating to help you feel what the hand that isn't playing, what it does or doesn't do. It does nothing. It's hang out. Okay, so that's why this technique is very relaxing, actually. It keeps you very relaxed. You know, if we're not using a hand to make a note, it ain't doing anything. The only time motion occurs is in connection with playing a note. Otherwise, that we'd be playing inefficiently. Why would you have the body moving if it's not making music? It just waits. All right, turning up the camera.